Hello, it's your boy Martin, and today I'm going to be making a video about Shino Aburame, the one and only Aburame. Within the Konoha 13, so not a bad percentage, 1 out of 13, but it's the same team as well, they weren't really a team, but the same group as Naruto and Sasuke, so not bad lads. Trained by Kurenai, the top genjutsu user in the village, in the ultimate tracking team. At least it was the ultimate tracking team for a long time, with Kiba Unezuka and Yada Hyuga. So not a bad team to be in, lads. Not a bad team, Shino. Couldn't have picked it better myself. So, what Shino can do. So Shino has a symbiotic relationship with his insects who feed on his energy, and he has full control of the insects in combat situations. He can remotely track and outmaneuver enemies, especially in thickly forested environments or areas with great defensive coverage. He's able to do this by placing a beetle, such as a female beetle, on a target, and the female beetle has a faint scent which can only be picked up by the male beetles, which is like 99.9% of Shino's beetles. So not a bad percentage, lads. That's how it feels on Tinder, and that's how it feels for Shino's beetles in the Naruto universe. So he's able to create insect shadow clones to negate physical damage, and he has an insect which can devour the chakra and flesh on the victim, becoming significantly larger. So we see him use this against a portion of the Ten Tails power during the 4th Great Shinobi War. And the beetle that he uses is the Kikaku beetle, and it absolutely demolishes the Ten Tails portion of power. It grows from a tiny insect to essentially obliterating them from the inside. You wouldn't want to eat one of those beetles for breakfast because you wouldn't have a stomach left, lads. So Shino can use an insect jamming technique to put off sensory ninja by replicating his chakra signature and varying it slightly to confuse them further over a large area. He can confuse them further by suppressing his own chakra with his own insects and then luring potential enemies into threats, traps, and espionage. So Shino's potential, what he can do if we believed in him, lads. So do you believe in Shino? Do you believe in Shino? Lads, no. Do you believe in Shino? Do you believe in Shino? No. Well, I'm going to be talking about it, lads. So Shino can create a bug of a parasite/virus which can affect large groups of people, even an entire nation. Shino would be one of the few people with the antidote and vaccine. It could be useful if the Leaf Village were fighting a conventional shinobi war, or if they were fighting against the threat of the Otsutsuki. Shino could build up poison resistance and then painstakingly crossbreed a race of insects which can infect them and kill them with a touch like Turad. He can communicate with his insects to track multiple enemies and then use the insects to draw them into a central location, usually using perhaps insect shadow clones, and then use a stun grenade to immobilize those lured-in victims, and then use earth and fire release to finish them off to get more intel. So I might have forgotten that earlier, but he can use earth, fire, and yang. So it's not quite earth, fire, and wind. Let's groove tonight, but it's not bad, is it? So you can improve his chakra control alongside chakra scrolls to increase the range, speed, communication of his insects, making him more flexible with strategy. And in battle situations, being flexible with strategy is always quite good, lads. So if you don't know 1 plus 1 is 2 and 2 plus 2 is 4, well then you're gonna fucking die in the shinobi world because you need some advanced multiplication sometimes at times. Yeah, so he can use a scroll that can summon thousands of beetles he's created himself, or a shared clan jutsu where he summons even more, but only on special occasion. Theoretically, this breed of insects, they would only have a limited lifespan because there would be more than what Shino can handle, but the scroll would have thousands of these insects, and they would be kind of a resort against a certain caliber of opponent. He can use a weapon at close range theoretically with a needle like a pole that can extend its range to infect opponents with poison. So parasites or viruses. He can make it more like a crossblade with an axe on one side and a needle on the other, or a needle on both sides. And he can master Sage Mode to improve his range, speed, and communication and deadliness of his jutsu, making most enemies instantly trackable at long distance. Also improving his taijutsu. Kurenai's Genjutsu, Hinata's Byakugan, Kiba's Sense of Smell, and Akamaru's make them the perfect tracking team. Genjutsu, Gentle Fist, and Shino's jutsus can immobilize opponents for interrogation or to kill them, whilst Kiba can take out multiple opponents at once, so not bad at all, lads. So Shino, with extensive planning, could have trapped an S-rank threat like Shikamaru did with Hidan, in regards to using a similar jutsu. So Shikamaru was able to imbue Shadow Possession within the scroll, so Shino can imbue insects within a scroll, and then he can attach chakra threads which stream chakra all the way to the scroll. The insects will be attracted to the victim, and then essentially they would just consume the chakra of the victim. So pretty gruesome stuff, lads. It's not where you want to be on Saturday night, that's what I'm saying. So he could become the Seven Tails Jinchuriki, which would give him possibly a greater control and scale of control over multiple insect types. So that's not bad, lads. I don't think that is bad at all. That is not bad at all. So what, lads? I disappeared from the screen. So what? So do you have any idea how many terrifying, beautiful, and exotic bugs exist in nature? Bullet ants, ants whose bites have been comparable to getting shot. Bombardier beetles, bugs that can spray a chemical so hot and toxic that it burns human skin akin to boiling water. Philiard, types of bugs who are so good at camouflage they look exactly like a leaf. These are just some of the exotic bugs in our world, and if you give them some chakra, they become absolute monsters. Ants that produce the worst pain imaginable. Exploding beetles that explode lads, into boiling chemicals, and bugs that can disguise itself as anything at all. So, and this is not even going into the stuff like parasitic bugs that lay eggs and other hosts, or just common bugs that work really well in numbers. So Shino and his team can immobilize enemies, and Shino could create a seal with insects or paper seals to remotely control a victim or infect them with a parasite so he can remotely control them and make them temporary hosts for his insects. Shino can disturb the chakra of his victims, making them more susceptible to genjutsu. For example, if Kurenai was fighting against Itachi and Shino was there, Shino could theoretically disturb Itachi's chakra enough with his insects to make Itachi susceptible to Kurenai's genjutsu. She was still the best genjutsu user within the Leaf Village at a certain point, so that should theoretically still work. He could breed a strain of beetles from Taran to make nano beetles with hard shells, which he positions just under the skin, like an internal night armor, or Kimimaru's ability. His bone-related key ability, which made him resistant to Gaara's scale of attacks, especially the sand-bearing jutsu. So absolutely crazy, lads. He can breed explosive bugs that can bit into people's ears, which explode. So he can do a fucking lot, Shino. Shino has potential. Shino is the quiet, mysterious, intelligent, analytical type that looks kind of cool in sunglasses, and he has fucking potential. He has a strong personality despite being reserved. If he was going after the Sand Ninja 4, I reckon he could have taken down at least 2 of them, especially the weaker ones like Jirobu, and Sakon. That's what I truly think. I think he could have potentially taken down 3, but I don't think he had enough time to do that. But thanks a lot, lads, for watching this video. Have a happy time, have a happy wife, winner chicken dinner. Love you, lads. Gonna give you a wink. Oh, what's that? Awkward wink, but that's the end of the video, lads. Stay safe.
Like and subscribe, you guys.